I'm here to make inflammatory statements on the internet, and then turn my notifications off.
Oh boy, another day, another fail by game journalist. This one came from our local resident, TheGamer, a site that has a history of publishing articles that are just wrong. I mean, the amount of times I turned the other way and decided not to make a video on their articles, if I had not, I probably would have had 1,000 subscribers by now. My mental health would have been in the gutter, but I would have had those subs. So Akatsuki Lemmy tagged me to a screenshot of the article with the caption, "It just shows how Gaming Journal Simulator is accurate, by the way. Good job." Thank you very much. I started looking around and it seems like everyone is dunking on TheGamer, so I decided to look at it myself. Unlike game journalists, I like to do my due diligence, and what I found was far sinister. Yes, I read the entire article multiple times because I could not understand why the article is highlighting a small issue in the gaming industry and using it to cancel the Diana fan club that is now forming online. I'm not going to go through the entire article. I will leave a link to it in the comment section below so you can read it in your own time. But I strongly recommend that you do, because this level of stupidity needs to be observed. The article states, in the run-up to its release, Reddit banned a Pragmata subreddit because of its content. Even with gaming communities being infamously toxic, this is a rare occurrence. Our Pragmata was shut down due to Reddit's Rule 4, which refers to spicy explicit content of minors. Pragmata's star is a childlike android Diana, who was the focus of this explicit content. This is not an isolated case either. One of the moderators of the main Pragmata mod stepped down because they were sick of all the PDF content, while the community at large formed our Pragmata SFW, that's safe for work, specifically founded to escape the Diana content that has become rampant on the main subreddit even after the ban. Reddit is far from the only place you'll see objectifying Diana. Yeah, blue sky. Steam forums are full of open discussions of her attractiveness, including but not limited to lusting over her feet and wishing for mods that allow players to dress or undress Diana in more appealing ways. Capcom has not helped itself in this regard, recently offering a Twitch emote of Diana crying in a pose extremely similar to a well-known lolicon meme. This whole article is a reaction to a few creeps that are objectifying a little girl. And don't get me wrong, it is creepy and it should not be tolerated, but I don't understand how the actions of a few creeps warrant an article that is asking for Diana's fan club to be cancelled. And remember, some people are attracted to Diana because they find her cute, they find her innocent, an innocent child that needs to be protected. And these people are also part of that fan club. But because of a few bad actors, Stacey is not only slamming the portrayal of the character, she is slamming the fans and Capcom. That's literally it. But I do want to talk about the one line that everyone seems to be roasting online. I have not yet played Pragmata, and that's because I'm a little tapped out on stories where men adopt father-like figures and prove their masculinity by protecting them. Number one, what's wrong with men trying to prove their masculinity by protecting the ones they love? Just because you gave up on your masculinity doesn't mean every other man has to.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
It's a masculine urge to protect the ones they love. And also, it's not just a masculine thing either. Women feel that too. It's just human nature. And number two, how many games have you played, Stacey, where the male protag had to look after a young girl throughout the story? because I can name only a few from the top of my head. We've got The Walking Dead. Oh, I'm sorry. No, wait. Telltale's The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, God of War and its sequel, even though it's his son, but I can still count it, Dead Rising 2, and now Pragmata. I cannot remember any more besides these, and if you know any more, please let me know in the comment section below. And number 3, and this is a big one, maybe you should try and play the game yourself. But this is just another example of game journalists failing at their job. But if you ever wondered what it feels like to work as a journalist, download Gaming Journal Simulator from Steam today. You can be woke and write articles like Stacey Henley here to climb the corporate ladder, or be based, like me, and earn the love of the community. You can stick it to the church and call out their bigotry, or you can stand up for the fandoms and speak for the fans. Be based, be woke, download Gaming Journal Simulator today. Now, this is not the reason why I'm making this video. Oh no, there are better content creators out there that have covered the situation. But the reason I wanted to cover this story is because the gamers' own community is turning against them. Stacey Henley is being called out in the comment section of this article. One person with 13 upvotes said, "To write all this then say, 'Oh, I haven't played the game yet,' sure is something." Another person with 11 upvotes wrote, "As a woman who is playing the game, I don't see a problem with it. You're victim blaming the game for what a few people might do, and there's no proof they even played the game themselves. Maybe you should play the game, adopt Diana yourself, and be the space dad you never knew you wanted to be. Women can absolutely feel empathy as male video game characters too." And then Nior, I hope I got the name right, responded with, "Yes, it makes me so happy to see another woman say something too. You are so 100% right in saying all of this." Now, I want you to keep this Nior person in mind because we'll get back to her. Luke replied with 10 upvotes, "I spent some time reading your articles. Yeah, I am that idol. And even though they come across like they are written with good intentions, it doesn't always feel that way to me. In a lot of cases, it feels like games that don't line up with certain views get judged more harshly. Their good points don't get as much attention, while the negatives are pushed more. Meanwhile, games that do line up with those views sometimes seem to get a softer treatment, where their flaws aren't as emphasized. Luke, that is just game journalists in general, okay? Get with the program. Because of that, the articles can feel inconsistent depending on the game. I don't think this is something unique to you or any one side, but it stands out more when it comes from professional outlets. I think most people just want to feel like every game is being judged by the same standards, regardless of its themes or messaging. Like, I couldn't believe how many negative articles were written about Stellar Blade. It feels extremely disproportionate and even unfair to the creators. Alex wrote a comment, but it has 11 upvotes and I think I need to go through it. As someone who works on researching spicy crimes, I think your conclusion that objectifying completely fictional characters is somehow a problem is incorrect. We have found no correlation between taboo fantasies and real-world harm. In fact, we often find the opposite. Most pederasts are not PDFs, and there does not appear to be any evidence that consumers of lolicon are any more likely to abuse children or have PDF tendencies than the general population. Taboo fantasies are a complete normal part of the human psyche. I understand that in this case it is also intertwined with a culture war that makes it more complicated. My personal opinion is that in general you're focusing on the wrong thing, and you don't understand why people are going in favor of objectifying all fictional characters. There are a few aspects to this, which may or may not be true, but this is what people in favor of objectification in games believe. the general public believes that content restrictions are ever increasing, which is true. This is not just a thing in video games but also in other media. With the introduction of with the introduction of mass espionage schemes like age verification, it's even worse. Thus, some people who feel very strongly about this feel obligated to push back by objectifying everything because they can. It is an overcorrection, which history teaches us has happened many times. The value of certain cultures are very different. In some cultures, we are taught that fiction and reality are very different things. I hope this comment helps. Greetings. You can agree or disagree with the comment. It's up to you. I just wanted to give you an idea of what the comment section is like for this article. Out of 22 comments, I only found 2 that spoke in favor of the article. I can't read one because it has a lot of buzzwords that will work against the video and its discovery. You can read it yourself, but this is the second comment. Good article raising valid points. Horrible comments full of stupid rage. I'm happy that my non-gaming friends don't know how ugly the gaming community can be. It's embarrassing. So people disagreeing with Stacey are now considered horrible, or simply calling her out that maybe she shouldn't be judging a game or a character before actually playing it. Apparently that is horrible. Let me be the first one to say, okay, if you find gaming community toxic or horrible, leave. Okay, no, seriously, leave. Get out. Nobody cares. Somebody responded with, there are no comments full of rage here. So you're either deliberately lying or completely out of touch with reality. Try harder. Now the rabbit hole doesn't end there. It seems like TheGamer has been deleting comments from their article. Nior, from before, wrote this. Hi, I noticed my previous reply was removed. I believe open discussion should go both ways, especially when criticism is being shared about something you haven't personally experienced. Respectfully, if you'd prefer to avoid negative responses, it might help to approach the topic more neutrally since reactions like this are to be expected. This was my response to your article. I believe it's alright to express my opinion on your article as you do on the game that you haven't even played. And Nior included a screenshot of a previous comment that TheGamer deleted. Respectfully, I'm not sure what I'm a little tapped out on stories where men adopt daughter-like figures and prove their masculinity by protecting them has to do with this at all. As a woman, it's pissing me off to repeatedly see men being criticized for simply enjoying something like Pragmata or being happy, especially that part comes across as unfairly negative. Protecting children, whether they are your own or not, is a basic human instinct, not something tied to proving masculinity. Women do the same thing. Framing it otherwise is so unnecessary and misandrist. Stick to keeping the discussion focused on the game and staying professional instead of whatever this is. And Nior is 100% right. But the thing is, Nior probably wouldn't have known if she had not gone back to check if her comment was still up. And you can see from the screenshot that it received 10 upvotes, so people were reacting to it positively. But of course, since the comment is pro-men and anti-misandry, it got removed. Which makes a person wonder just how many comments got removed from the article but nobody noticed because the person commenting never went back to check if the comment was still up. And you see, there is nothing wrong with this comment and it still got deleted. Gaming journalism, ladies and gentlemen, it never ceases to amaze me. Anyways, that's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. If you really want to support me, check out my game, Gaming Journal Simulator on Steam. Other than that, have a great day. Peace out, angels. Christ is King, and stay awesome.